So I got this, I believe it's a 2007 Yamaha Raptor 700. Yeah, I know I've picked up a lot of these on my channel, and these are just what I've seen deal-wise on Facebook Marketplace. So I had to get it. It was over in Texas. I had to wake up super early to get there because he had work, and he was like 3 hours away. So he wanted me to get there before like 7 a.m. and I ended up like leaving my house at like 3 o'clock in the morning and only having a couple hours of sleep. But I ended up making the time frame and meeting the guy, and he was actually there before I got there. So he said he wasn't waiting that long. So that's a good plus. I don't want the guy to be mad if I try talking him down, because then he won't budge, you know what I mean? So try to get there at a decent time, and I did, right before we actually had to leave for work. So but yeah, 2007 Yamaha Raptor 700. This thing runs pretty good. I got it for a really good deal. I believe it was like 2,000 or 1,500. I forget how much it was. Like a lot of these projects I picked up like late winter or so, last year, and I've just been procrastinating and doing my own thing instead of working on these things. But I need to hop back on the grind and start pushing these out. But yeah, this thing runs pretty good. It has a bunch of mods done to it. Not a bunch, but the good ones. It's got the dual big gun Evo exhaust. Sounds pretty good. I test drove it when I got to the guy, and it runs really good. He was telling me like it bogged down and stuff, but when I drove it, it ran flawless for me. It didn't cut out or anything. It does have looks like it has a new cylinder on it. If you can't tell, the cylinder looks a lot cleaner than the head. Especially on this side, you can see the fresh gaskets on the chain tensioner, the timing chain tensioner. So that's good. And then these look like newer gaskets, I would assume. But it does need a chain. The chain's super rusty. Like I said, it's been sitting in my carport for half a year or so. Yeah, half a year, close to a year, probably half a year, I want to say. But this thing runs pretty good. Like I said, it's got fresh oil in it. It's got like the niche CNC'd dipstick. It's got fresh oil on it. It'll focus. You can see it, yeah, it's got fresh oil on it. It's a really nice touch. I like that. Looks better than looks cleaner than like the stock dipstick. But you can see it's got fresh coolant as well. Looks to be Elka front suspension. I could be wrong. There's no like print on it, but I have had Elka suspension before, and it looks pretty similar. But it also could be cheap eBay or Amazon, China stuff. So either way, it looks pretty good. It's a little sun faded, but maybe needs to be cleaned up pretty good. It is pretty dirty, dusty. It's also got the 680 Nerf bars with the heel guard, combo, and the fatty pegs. It is missing the netting, which I can buy netting separately and put those on, which I will be doing. These Nerf bars are a nice touch. It's got the new rear tires. Don't know what brand those are. Master CX or XC Master, GBC. Not sure if those are cheap brands or not, but looks like Sun F, but they're not. It could be the cheap versions. Let's see. Yeah, dual true exhaust. So that's nice. You can see the plastics are painted. Got the red here, red on the fenders, and also the front cover and the gas tank cover is also painted black. This don't look too bad, the black, but the red is fading and scratched. So I do want to take the red off, but I might leave the black on because I might get a seat cover that'll match the black and it'll, you know, flow with the color scheme. I might just do that. Looks like up here it was like melted or something, so I don't want to mess with trying to get all the black out of that and bring it back to blue. So I'm pretty sure these are supposed to be blue. So all in all, it looks really nice, especially when I'll be done with it. It'll be really good. But needs a seat cover as well. The cushion is still good on it. It just needs a seat cover, because I've done plenty of those and I've gotten pretty good at it. Closed airbox. It does have a tuner to match the dual exhaust, so that's nice. That's why I say it runs pretty good, and when I drove it, it ran nice. It is the matching big gun power commander box, so a lot of people like to mess with them and they mess with the tune, and I don't think this guy done that. He just, you know, plugged and played and kept it the way it was. Fresh airbox air filter, looks really nice. K&N, possibly cheap K&N. I believe the rims are probably painted, looks like. Yeah, they're painted. I'm also missing a lug nut. I'll probably keep that black. I don't know. I just don't know how it looks underneath. I don't want to repaint them. That paint don't look terrible, so I might just keep that black. Brakes work. Clutch does work. Throttle works and everything. Steering's pretty tight. Yeah, it looks pretty straight to me. So, no leaks on it, as far as I know. The chain looks really bad. It's super rusted. It's got the blue A-arms. I don't know if that's stock for this. Could be because blue. I don't know. But it runs really nice. I do have the airbox off, but it probably will still run pretty good. Got neutral on this one. Crank it up. Yeah, like I said, it's been sitting for a long time, and as soon as I started it the first time, it started up instantly. Like, this thing is spot on tune wise, and the engine runs pretty good. But I don't want to run it too long because I know that the reservoir for the coolant is full, but I am going to check the radiator first before I run it too long and get it hot, so I don't want to mess up this freshly looking rebuilt top end. So yeah, this is the second time I've had a dual exhaust Raptor 700. I did have the yellow one on my channel back when, I don't know, like last year. That one was really nice. I like that exhaust. I like that exhaust better than the Evos. It just looks a lot cleaner. That one ran pretty good too. But this one definitely just needs a good, cleaning. I do got the orange peel or the citrus strip. I'm gonna put on this and probably wash it off, and it should strip it right off easily. I don't know how it looks underneath, if it's faded or if it's super scratched. I'll sand it down. What I like to do is get like a blade. I usually get like a blade and like scratch it off. That really helps a lot more, getting the scratches deep in there rather than just doing with the sandpaper and going back and forth. The razor blades really help with that. I can show you all that too, especially the front. it's all cracking, so I'm getting rid of that. The reverse switch, that seems to be working really nice. I think he actually has, yeah, he has a reinforcement there, the same one I get. So, oh yeah, I just noticed this too. Got the welded up bracket here. This thing might have been flipped over a time or two, I would guess. Check this side. Yeah, it's all good. It is missing the bracket here, but it's still sturdy enough to hold. So yeah, I actually like the way this one looks. Super tight. This thing's gonna run really good and look really good after I'm done with it. Usually all my quads look really good after I'm done with it. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is probably, because I gotta order up the nets, and it doesn't need an oil change. I am gonna check the coolant, but first thing I want to do is get that citrus strip put on here, because it takes about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how good it's on there. But it's probably not on there that good, just because of if they're already shipping. So I'm gonna do that first. I do gotta order up a seat cover as well. I'm trying to decide if I want the bluish stripped out seat cover or just the black one to match the black center. So we'll see what I'll come up with on that. I'll also need to get a chain. I might have a spare chain to put on this thing, but we will see. I don't know what I have in inventory, I forget. But most of the stuff I have in inventory is like stuff that people gave me with the deals I get. So one of my other Raptor 700 guys, he gave me all new chain and sprocket and stuff too. So we'll check it out. We'll see if I got one. But yeah, I like this one. This one looks up. I like the way this one looks. So we will see. Probably will use a heat gun. Looks like it's cracked up here too. Looks like it's cracked where the stress marks are at. Probably bent down like that when it's flipped actually. And probably wrinkled that corner right here, I would assume. I don't know. I think this thing was flipped. So everything's tight on it though. But yeah, we'll get the citrus strip on there, and actually I might want to give this thing a power wash real quick, because I don't want to put the citrus strip on top of this with the dirty. So let me give it a good power wash first, a good cleaning, and then we'll go from there. I got the citrus strip on there, so you see it's already been sitting for about 5-10 minutes. And it's supposed to bubble it up and take it off the surface. I should be able to power wash it right off, but I just used a paintbrush and brushed it on, and a little bit goes a long way. So I might have to do this a couple of times, but see, it's starting to bubble up a little bit. So we'll give it another 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes, then power wash it and see if we got to do it again. But super easy. So I guess now we wait. I ended up taking the wheels off, and I actually did want to take the black off the wheels and make them chrome again. So these wheels were black. You can still see there's still some residue on there. Peel off, so They were black, but they look a whole lot better when they're chrome, especially with the rest of the chrome on the quad. But this is what they look like. I use a paintbrush and put that citrus strip on there. Wait for it to dry, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and it should start bubbling up or cracking. And I pretty much just use a power washer and power wash it all off. That's a whole lot easier than just like scraping it or trying to peel it off. But it looks way better. There's the chrome, and those were the black wheels. But I'll show you the aftermath when I put it all back together. I feel like it'll complement a lot more than being black. It looks a little dull, but with the chrome, it adds a little taste, or you know, adds a little character. Makes it pop more. You know what I mean? But I do have a new seat cover. I have that coming in. I should have it coming in tomorrow or so. So we'll get that replaced and then put it all back together. And then this one should be just about done. I'm still looking for the chain. So and now I'm gonna replace the chain and sprockets. As you can see, the chain is super rusty. That's pretty much how I got it. It was probably left outside, uncovered. But as you can see in the front sprocket, they're not really straight, pointed. They're kind of got a curve to the points, and the chain is super rusty, as you can tell. I don't want that coming off and slapping the case. I do not have a case saver, but I do need to order one up because the holes aren't busted out like it already had slung off. But the rear sprocket, it's a little bit bad, not too bad. It's just got the rust spots on it, and I already have one, so I might as well replace it while I'm doing the fronts. So first things first, when taking this off, I just find the master link, and that's going to be, let's see, back this up here. It's going to be this one here. You can get a flathead and knock this side out and push it out forward, and that'll take that link out, and you can pull the chain off. And then you gotta find a big enough socket for this bolt or this nut to take this front sprocket off. And then the rear sprocket, you got these 4 bolts, and you should be able to turn this and then have enough play to pull it off the axle with the wheel off. So let me get the back end of this jacked up, then I'll take the wheel off, then we'll get to that master link and pull the chain off, and then we'll get to the sprockets after. Rear end is jacked up, 14mm for the lug nuts. Let's go ahead and zap that off. Spin it. Get that master link in the back here. There's also a certain way you want to point this master link when putting it on. So see, what the open end of the master link pointing backwards, because when you're moving forward, the chain's going this way, and say if it hits something, it can easily, I mean, it's not easily, but it could hit that notch and get the master link out of there. Your chain's gonna pop off. So it's best to mount the open end towards the rear of the quad. when it's on top. So that's how you want to do it. At least what I've been told. So I've been doing it that way, and I just stuck to it. So I'm gonna hammer that off, get that out of there. Jesus, come on. Oh shit. Let's turn some more. Let's get it right there on the bottom, right there. Jesus, man. Busting knuckles already. Alright. Zoom me out of there. Master link comes off. Really rusty. Just hit these out. Like so. Boom. This is not an O-ring chaining, so no O-rings in there, but really rusty. So yeah. Let's get that off of there. You know, it's just rusty, it's not really notchy. So, I mean, there is like bearings in between all these links. It could get seized up, some of them probably are, but I'm just gonna put a new one on. So, I'm gonna get these off. There's that one. Yeah, that's gonna be stripped, ain't it? Yeah. Sheet is stripped. That sucks. And she's off. Coming through. Yeah, it could be. It's not pointy or anything, but they are starting to curve over. This is what I got. So, heavy duty O-ring chain. These parts, I believe it might have been with this four-wheeler because the guy was going to do it, but he ended up not doing it before he sold it. So, if I'm not mistaken, it is from this four-wheeler. The guy just, you know, gave it to me. And it also came with a OEM Yamaha front sprocket as well, so that's nice. I checked the teeth in all of them, and it's all pretty much stock gearing and everything. You know, chain, same links on the chain, so it should go right on with a few adjustments on the chain. So let's get this rear sprocket on. There's no front or back, so I wouldn't think it matters. But I'm just gonna have the numbers facing outwards. So here's the old one, new one. So, ooh, I don't know if that's gonna fit actually. Ooh, that's interesting. Might have to put this back on, so I don't have a rear sprocket. I don't think that's not gonna fit. That is not gonna fit. Nope. So looks like this might be for a YFC, I don't really know. This might be for a 450, it's smaller. Dang, I should have checked that before I just looked at the teeth and it was the same teeth as the Yamahas. So, screw it, I'm just gonna put this thing back on. Got the threads chased up, as you can see. It's all quite straight now. Here's the nut. It goes on the bolt easily now. It was like an M10 by 125 with this one. This is like an aftermarket bolt, and it's not the OEM, but I did have the right size for it. This is what I got from Amazon. Really nice kit. I forget how much it was, but it was really inexpensive and pretty cheap, if you ask me. I got the ones with like the best reviews that are like hardened up so they won't strip themselves. So I've actually used this quite a few times on a few four-wheelers, on a few quads that really came in clutch, because like this one I don't have a bolt for, and I wouldn't have to special order it and then wait a whole another week or something. But I can show you that it does work. So here's the bolt. Goes on there quite nicely. So it's already past the stripped threads, and it chased it pretty good. So it's a lot better than me just sending it like I was going to do. I was gonna send it back on and, you know, leave it at that, but I remembered that dude had the thread chaser kit and it worked. So let's proceed to put this back on. Yep, went all the way on. Big old 34 millimeter. There is a locking like washer, you want to say, and you gotta bend that back to get the socket on there. Just use a flathead screwdriver and a hammer. You should be able to bend that back. Might be easier in gear so I don't turn on you. Yeah, it's going. Thicker one. That should be good.
Sprocket comes right off. Come on. Give it a few love taps maybe. It's really on there. I think I'm gonna bust my fingers. Let's see, what can I do here? Should be coming off. Let me see if I can get it grab it. Is it coming off? I can't tell. Yeah. Freaking bingo, huh? Jeez. Insane. Dang right, better fit. Oh, like a glove, eh? Like a glove. Just like that, she's on. A little struggle. Man. So here was the old one. Should have compared it, but you can see it's kind of curving the points. They're not pointy, but they're curving. So we had to replace it. It's looking good. For all that, here's the chain. It is the O-ring chain. You got O-rings in between the links here. So this looks a whole lot better than the other one, I'll tell you that. And it's gonna look a lot better. It's already pretty oiled. Yeah, this looks really good. All right, let's see. I don't want to get it dirty, so I'm just gonna feed it. up and around. Take it back in neutral. Okay. Go back in gear. Come on. Okay, stay there. Just feed it on through. Oh, you know what? This is on the wrong way. This goes on the back side. Wow, I didn't catch that. Oh, ain't that some crap? But now it does. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Bit further. Yeah, I need to loosen those up. I need to push it forward actually. Okay. Now should be good. Make sure everything's tight. Tight whiteys, huh? Master Link. It's got a packet of grease on it. But no O-rings. Shit. Oh, my hands are freaking gross. Okay, let's get those in a minute. Okay, so O-rings go on first. Go through the back. Go through the back. Come on, go through the back. Almost there. Loosen it up a little bit more. This is freaking fun. It's supposed to be easy. Going through the back. Come on. I'm gonna loosen it up anyways. Just go on at least. Come on. Oh, what? Time for the other O-rings. Oh no. One more. Yes. Okay, yeah. Finally got it. I just put the vice grips on it, tightened it down in the middle, got the extendo, hit it around there so it smashes in the O-rings more, and then took the vice grips off and it held, and I stuck the key in there and hit it with the flathead very smoothly and it went in. So wish I got it on camera, but I did not have the patience anymore, so I mean it is on now. Yep, it's freaking on now. Yep, I'll take it. New chain and front sprocket, not the rears. Still looks good though. Looks better than it did. Alright, one thing you do see is the Nerf bar nettings. They're completely gone. But what I do got is new netting. I was trying to pick in between blue and black, but I took the black off the wheels and I feel like blue would make it pop more. Even though it's easier to get dirty, keep it power washing, should be good. Even though we'll probably stain up, but I feel like blue looked better with the chrome. So let's go ahead and put this thing on. I'll show you how to do that. Let's see if I can figure this out. 3, 2, and 2, yeah, so first things first, go through the top, all the way down to the bottom, up through the middle, if I can get it up through the middle. Like that, and then just make sure you got it centered how you want it. Oh, so okay, and then let's do this front one through the top, because you got 3 holes, top, middle, and bottom. So through the top, out the bottom, back in through the middle. Pull it pretty tight, like so. That's pretty decent. Okay, let's work our way to the side. Damn, can I see that good? I don't know. Maybe the back ones you can see good, but the front ones, same. So, through the top, out the bottom, in through the middle, and back up through the top. Got your slack on it. Make sure it's tight. sure it's pretty even. I want it straight. Might need to dial it back over here more. But we'll do that here in a minute. I can get them all in. So make sure you're straight and get on some slack. Yeah, right there. Let's do this one. Actually, let's cut some slack a little bit over here. Just want to be straight with a little bit more. Yeah, up there. Get this one tighter. This one tighter. Okay. So through the top, out the bottom, through the middle, out the top. Just like so. Pull the slack. Let's do this one here. Alright, like so. That's pretty good. I mean, you know, it doesn't line up exactly, but it's pretty close. The netting's from Amazon, so it's not really specifically for a certain brand Nerf bar. It just has the same amount of straps that go to each mounting spot. So these actually do look pretty good for how much they were, like $10 or something like that. So that looks really good in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot. And then, you know, I pulled it tight, so when you are on and stuff, if it decides to want to get loose, it's not just falling apart. But you do have a lot of access. With access, you can cut it about an inch. So cut it to where you have about an inch left, and then you can use a lighter to light the ends off so it won't fully unravel and get all messy. So I'm gonna do that a little bit, but not a lot. So about an inch. Okay. Good.
Alright, so I cut those. Let's see if the lighter will fix the look of these. Yeah, that works pretty good. Okay, let me show y'all. That actually worked pretty well, because there was, so like, if I can show y'all, so like here, you see the end is like not all frayed and a bunch of cotton being unwoven. It's all put together and melted together, so it's not going to unravel or unweave itself. So did that on all of them. No more excess. Looks really nice. On the side, there's no hanging down. It's all pretty straight and standard. Look like brand new nerf bars, if you ask me. Yeah, so I'm gonna do the other side. Show the aftermath. Same as this side.